While salaries for world leaders vary from modest to extravagant, many world leaders were already wealthy when they inherited their position of power. On the other hand, there are some who got wealthy as a result of their position, usually by unsavory means. Despite having access to world-class palaces and official residences, many world leaders choose to invest in private property. Some of these properties are purchased with their private funds, while others are acquired through various means and funded by taxpayers. Regardless, it's difficult to pinpoint which world leaders own private property. Due to the public nature of their role, they typically invest in properties using shell corporations or other holdings companies. However, if you've ever wondered where wealthy world leaders call home when they aren't on the job, we've compiled a list of a few that own private property. Before we dive in, make sure you don't miss our next video and subscribe with the button down below. Number 9. Wonsan Compound. Wonsan. Unknown square footage. Kim Jong-un is North Korea's quote-unquote dear leader, who is notorious for leading a lavish lifestyle while many of his constituents live in destitution. He took office in 2011 and has an estimated net worth of $5 billion. Donald Trump made headlines when he notoriously switched his residence from New York to Florida during his presidency. Kim Jong-un has allegedly made a similar move. While Kim owns 17 private residences around North Korea, intelligence reports say that he only uses about half of them. One of his most popular private residences at the moment is a compound in Wonsan. The beachfront property boasts 6 large villas, a full-size theater, basketball court, shooting range, and a covered dock for his mega yacht. Because of the secrecy surrounding Kim, it's unclear exactly how large the compound is. However, satellite images reveal the compound spans nearly 2 miles of waterfront property. Number 8. Parisian Mansion, Paris. 11,000 square feet. Amid great controversy, King Mohammed of Morocco recently purchased an 11,000 square foot mansion in Paris. The mansion is located nearby the Eiffel Tower and has 12 bedrooms, a private garden, a swimming pool, and private parking. Amenities that are virtually unheard of in the crowded real estate market in Paris. For this prime plot of real estate, the king forked over $94 million in October 2020. The news broke amidst declines in his country's GDP due to another resurgence of the coronavirus. Number 7. Lion's Head Mansion, Cape Town. 15,317 square feet. Before Cyril Ramaphosa became president of South Africa, he was a prominent businessman. Unlike many others on this list, this president has generally a respectable record. Ramaphosa was already very wealthy when he became president, so it's no surprise that he has an impressive real estate portfolio. However, not much is known about his properties, except for one. One of the numerous mansions that Ramaphosa owns is at the foot of Lion's Head in Fresnay, Cape Town, and boasts 180-degree panoramic views of the Atlantic Ocean. Number 6. Trump Tower, New York. 27,871 square feet. It's no surprise that America's richest president and real estate mogul Donald Trump owns some impressive and expensive properties. Trump entered his presidency with a $4.5 billion net worth, which has now halved. Trump Tower in New York, New York is one of the most well-known properties, which he called home prior to his presidency. His wife and children continued to live at Trump Tower at the beginning of his presidency. Trump Tower is a 58-floor skyscraper on Fifth Avenue. It's a multi-purpose building with a hotel, retail space, and very expensive penthouses. It's estimated that the tower is worth nearly $500 million, a figure that excludes Trump's 3-story, 11,000 square foot penthouse apartment. Number 5. Chateau Louis XIV, Louveciennes near Versailles. 53,800 square feet. A few years after the purchase of a $320 million chateau near Versailles by a mystery buyer, it was uncovered that the buyer in question was none other than the monarch of Saudi Arabia, Prince Mohammed bin Salman. At the time, Fortune magazine reported that the chateau was the world's most expensive house. The chateau design is similar to the famous Palace of Versailles, which dates back to the 17th century. However, despite its appearance, it's actually a modern property that sits on 57 acres. The house is surrounded by a wall and moats with koi fish. It also boasts a wine cellar, cinema, and underwater chamber. Number 4. Rutland Home, Knightsbridge, 60,000 square feet. The controversial ruler of Dubai and the vice president of the United Arab Emirates, Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, has been described as one of the world's most prominent real estate developers. Though most of his holdings are technically managed by the state, the line between state and personal assets is a little blurry. Recently, it was discovered that Mohammed is also one of the UK's largest landowners, with over 100,000 acres of land in his portfolio purchased through offshore companies. Unlike his other properties, his UK holdings aren't managed by the state. One property in the UK in particular made headlines in 2018 when it was purchased for $62 million. The Rutland home is a 6-story terrace in Knightsbridge which sits on prime real estate overlooking Hyde Park. The property is outfitted with an underground pool, aquarium, and cinema, and boasts over 60,000 square feet of living space. Number 3. Sandringham House and Balmoral Castle, 20,000 acres and 50,000 acres respectively. While most of the British royals' properties are state-owned, they also have some private properties as well. Sandringham is Her Majesty the Queen's favorite residence, where the family typically spends holidays and leads a more normal private lifestyle away from the demands of their positions. The castle covers 20,000 acres of land and has 775 bedrooms. However, that's not the most impressive private property in the royal family. While Buckingham Palace is open to visitors during the summer months, the Queen retreats to Balmoral Castle in the Scottish Highlands. The castle boasts 52 bedrooms and numerous reception rooms and covers a whopping 50,000 acres of land. Number 2. Putin's Palace, Cape Idokopas, 200,000 square feet. While Russia's presidential salary is just over $100,000 annually, Vladimir Putin's net worth is much higher. Putin's estimated net worth is over $200 billion, which was amassed during his tenure as the longest-sitting president since Joseph Stalin. An oceanside mansion in Cape Idokopas recently drew attention when Putin's opposition leader, Alexei Navalny, alleged that the $1.4 billion mansion belonged to Putin. Officially, the mansion belongs to a Russian businessman, who just happens to have very close ties to Putin. The property sits on 74 hectares of land and is undergoing renovations. Of course, Putin continues to deny the allegations. Number 1. Dusit Palace, Bankon, 696,950 square feet. Thai King Maha Vajiralongkorn is frequently cited as the wealthiest living monarch. Though estimates vary, King Maha is likely worth well over $60 billion. Most of his family's fortune was earned during the 20th century through real estate. While the assets of most monarchies are typically controlled by the state, the Thai crown's assets are now under the sole discretion of King Maha after a controversial law change in 2018. His most impressive asset, his private residence at the Dusit Palace, which spans nearly 700,000 square feet and includes several pavilions and museums. The compound is so large, the king can assign different buildings to his family, staff, and visitors. Which world ruler's property is your favorite? Tell us in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button and check out our next video. Thank you for watching and see you in our next video.